So I got a makeover today. If you can tell, it's so natural. Basically, I just wanted to learn how to do everything that YouTube makeup gurus do, like primer and concealer and color correction and foundation and contour and highlights. Figure out how to do eyebrows and wing liner and eyeshadow, like trying to figure out what worked with my face and my new hair color. I really wanted to leave with like foundation and eyebrow pencil, but the foundation that they used on me, it was like HD foundation, and I didn't need anything else other than that. So I kind of went ahead and spent about $46 to get it shipped to my apartment. And the minimum of getting this done was $50, so I went ahead and just like got a gift card and then paid the foundation with the gift card. So now I have like $4 left that I can take and get like a sponge or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, and I learned how to use a beauty blender and actually seen what it did and why it was better than just like using my hands. I would like this year to be, I would have more confidence in my makeup and how I look, on top of losing weight and getting everything done that I need to do. This week I started my volunteer program. I am training to be a CASA volunteer. CASA is Court-Appointed Special Advocates. If you haven't seen CASA, and hopefully you've never had to get a CASA, it is when kids are going through the court system. They have been removed from their homes because of neglect, abuse. Their parents were arrested for crimes, so they get taken and have to stay in the system. And the minimum from getting taken and being placed in a permanent home is 12 months. CASA is a outside organization, like outside of having lawyers and their counselors, psychologists, things like that. It's specifically you are assigned to a child, and the child basically will see you the whole process. They will get connected with you, and you'll pick up food for them and take them on trips. Like, it's not only important to develop a social relationship, you also need to be able to keep up with their court dates, make reports that you have to read in court on behalf of the child. And something that I really noticed is that this program, it's heavily Christianity based, much like how like foreign exchange students, they usually get all of their sources through churches. CASA, they can't say that they're a Christian organization, but the majority of adults that feel the need to volunteer and help are Christians, and it is 100% okay if they're Christian. My concern when I began understanding how heavily influenced Christianity is, I just would not like anyone to base judgments on a prayer or a voice of God. I don't want anyone believing that their prayers will be answered and a child may suffer from limited options because this person has prayed, instead of reaching out to nutrition centers or getting clothing or shelter options or things like that. Like, I'm scared of people believe that things just work out because God believes, or they believe in God to make everything work out. I also don't think that, like, if a parent is citing, like, why they argue that they're actually a good person, if a excuse is like they go to church or they put the child in Sunday school or anything where it's like they would automatically get good points with other Christians, but for me it would take a lot more work than that. There's a stigma to help themselves with psychological issues, like using a licensed therapist, a licensed psychologist, or counselor, because they believe that their preacher would have all the answers. Their preacher would be the one to guide them. And I've been in counseling that is just Christianity based, and the majority is listening to the problem, listening, then praying. There's no constructive advice or anything that is actually going to improve a person's life if they don't have complete faith in God. So I am bringing a perception where I need reason and logic and science and everything that has fact-based belief, fact-based decisions and opinions. I really believe that it would be beneficial to children and to families if they had someone coming from a more educated, well, not educated, there can be religious educated people, I'm not going to argue that, but a unbiased view. Also, like, I don't really think that I could be open about this. It was pretty much established that, like, atheism is a outside thing, and I'm going to pause this while I go through the bank. So